Alrighty, then it's time for a Mordekaiser game, and this one is a ranked solo queue match. Which one? And I am playing Mordekaiser because my team didn't let me jungle again. In fact, what's kind of surprising is a lot of my victories are just kind of in lane rather than jungle. And as you know, I like playing Mordekaiser because I like playing any champion that punishes your opponents for silly mistakes. Talking about silly mistakes, this Nami was posturing versus the Lux. You know, that whole thing where in like level 1 they just do this, I poke you, you poke me, I poke you, you poke me thing. They were trying to do that while my teammates were sneaking around a trapper, and of course we got first blood out of that. So yeah, silly Nami. But that's going to be quite the lesson for this game, in the sort of think about your surroundings or what your opponents are doing and realize they might be setting you up for something. Now, I'm using Magic Pen Reds, Armor Yellow, Magic Resistance Blue, and Ability Power Quins, and 2190 Masteries. I also got to mention one thing. The Lee Sin is actually a strong pick versus Nunu. Lee Sin is probably the only jungler that actually has an extremely positive matchup versus Nunu. The only other champion that has about an even matchup is Master Yi, but that's mostly because he really can't do anything to Master Yi. He'll just farm, yeah, you'll steal his camps, but he'll just power farm, steal your camps or whatever, and then in teamfights do whatever. By the way, I hope you noticed one thing on that situation. Vladimir started approaching me, and I immediately backed off. I'm like, if you were watching on stream, the second that happened, I was like, I saw, wait, Vladimir's, oh, that means there's Nunu's here, and I just try to run off. Of course, I get trapped, and then I try to fight. I was about like half a second away from blowing Vladimir's brains out, so that's kind of sad. Anyways, Mordekaiser, I picked him because the enemy team had picked Vladimir and Nunu and Nami. I figured they don't have the means to stop me. The mid lane and the 80 carry are probably the only choices that could make that could possibly do something to me. And then they picked Vayne, and I just thought, my god, if I nuke Vayne down, I want to have a really powerful character, even if she's super farmed or super fed. Then the Ziggs pick was just kind of like the nail in the coffin. Mordekaiser became one of the best picks I could have made because they can't do anything to me. Vladimir gets absolutely blasted by Mordekaiser. So you can see he usually is just kind of stuck hitting parts of my shield. And then I get to deal tons of free damage to him. And hell, even this troll pool is like, what is he going to do? Right now he gets ulted. Fortunately, though, I got to mention this. That was actually very genius of him. He went into the bushes just so I wouldn't be able to hit him. And he thought maybe his plague would get off and kill me before I managed to blow him up. But watch this. This is like just comic. This is why Mordekaiser dominates anybody with low damage. Nunu comes in hell bent on trying to kill me, but me and the ghost and my shield just pretty much destroy him. I kited back a little bit because I was waiting on my cooldowns just so I can nuke him down. And unfortunately, I think that cost me the kill. Ziggs tries to kill me and doesn't manage to do that either. He ends up getting trapped by the Lee Sin and me, and we managed to kill him. I survived with like 30 health. That's kind of bullshit by Mordekaiser, and you gotta admit it. It's like the shield, if you can't get rid of the shield, you just can't kill Mordekaiser. If you fight him next to minions, and you're just asking to die. So, I pretty much got out of that by pure bullshit means. I think the Nunu and the Vladimir just didn't understand or don't understand just how overbearing Mordekaiser could be when he gets rolling. Yet again, the enemy team's composition is by no means built to deal with Mordekaiser, and this is just asking to get destroyed. And here, Az is being chased by two people, but they should have questioned, why is he running to our jungle rather than to his? Because his teammates are nearby. So, Azir sets up the Nunu to die, and I believe the Nunu actually survives because Vladimir shows up, I'm not quite sure. But we kill the Ziggs for basically no effort. He dies. Lee Sin right here gets trapped. Actually, no. Yeah, he gets trapped. Nunu ends up getting to run off scot-free. Vladimir flashes over and just enters a realm of pain. He kills the Lee Sin, but ends up following him to the grave. And then I have a Ziggs ghost, you see right there, and we use him to help us push. Though, we would have gotten the tower regardless. So yeah, it's 8-3, and we're able to get Dragon right after this. I have a lot of gold in my pocket, so I'm going to be able to buy a huge item soon enough. Unfortunately, the enemy team ambushes at a dragon, kill Azir, then kill me. But fortunately for us, the Lux is able to annihilate the Nunu, Lee Sin secure the dragon, and then trap the Vayne. So the Vayne's pretty much just going to be a goner here. So my teammates then give chase to the Ziggs and to the Nami, who still happens to be nearby. Of course, they miss all their spells, but you can't run away from Lee Sin in a straight line and expect to survive. And of course, once Ashe hits you with an arrow, you're slowed to hell. So, like, if I was against a different matchup, I might be building more conservatively. But in this matchup, I just know like, there's nothing that Vladimir can do. As soon as I see that Nunu's nowhere near top lane, I decide I can proxy the hell out of Vladimir, so I move behind him and start doing the proxy. But watch this, I don't know what ran through this Vladimir's mind, but he's trying to fight Mordekaiser in melee, and then he quickly realizes he can't do shit, because my shield is just gonna laugh at him. So he dies pretty much easily. Yeah, in this matchup, Mordekaiser is God mode. They set themselves up, but to their credit, they probably did not see someone picking Mordekaiser as a possibility. He's not really picked at all. So it's just one of those situations that I promote a lot. When the stars align, when a champion pick is just glorious, when like you see all the conditions being met, you can make that champion pick shine. You can make it just be stupidly powerful. No, of course, it does really help that my teammates are very competent and they're setting up my opponents for bad results. But of course, it's just what it can't be denied is top lane was utterly destroyed, and I was able to just get the ball rolling, and the enemy team has nothing they can do about it. So when come team fights, I'm going to become such a menace that I alone could possibly win a fight if we ever ended up just throwing. In fact, here, watch this. There's Vayne with half health. I chunk her a little bit more, Nami's with even less health, but they're sticking around here for some reason. It makes me think they're trying to set me up for a trap, because you can see Vladimir just sort of come down from behind. They're setting me up for a trap, obviously. You want to try to 5v1 me or something. Unfortunately, Nami gets too close, I chunk her, so she's pretty much forced to stay behind. I use my ultimate and ignite on Vayne, so she's going to die, and she gives me her ghost. Vladimir chases me, so I wait into the bush so I can just chunk him for a lot. I don't use my E, even though I don't really have it. Then I manage to finish off the Vladimir. I get them to chase me to the line of sight, and I turn around and just try to fight them here, so they're just kind of pigeonholed in. Vayne kills the Ziggs for me. I finally die, but watch that. I took down 3 people by myself for, obviously they weren't all at full health. 3 people by myself, and it took the effort of 5 people to actually down me. I mean, if Nami wasn't there, then one of them would have died even quicker and it would have gone from hell. But holy shit, just if they don't fight that appropriately, I get out of hand. The Vladimir shouldn't have been anywhere near me. The Nunu should have been the vanguard. He should have led the fray. The Vayne shouldn't have even tried to get an assist, because if she had died, since she had died, I got bonus stats and I got even more powerful and I healed myself up quite a bit. So none of that was smart by any means of the enemy team, and they got punished hard for it. So this is just one of those situations in which Mords can sort of act in the way that he was never nerfed. Because remember, if you saw my video the other day, Mordekaiser is probably one of the most broken champions in League of Legends. Right now, the only reason he's kept in check is because he's been nerfed to the ground. If he's ever buffed into a way that he can match up versus the laners right now, then he get really stupid against a lot of matchups. But still though, the enemy team basically got demoralized through pretty much everything, so they decided to surrender. So hooray for Mordekaiser. Remember to like the video to support the channel and to subscribe if you haven't yet. I have a few sponsors that are helping me maintain this channel, such as Loot Crate and Pro Build Systems. I have links to their websites on the description below. Use my code for a discount, and using my links also directly supports my channel.